The giant whale seems to be about to dump the market, but the miners are holding on and holding back. Will Bitcoin usher in a new wave of market? This week, 3 major encryption bills were launched in the United States, and the Senate shouted that it must be approved before September. Using national funds to speculate in Bitcoin, is Kazakhstan really going to become a crypto power? Bitcoin soars above $122,000. How far is Satoshi Nakamoto from the richest man Musk? PEPE whale shopping, hyper presale marketing. Is the meme coin really ushering in a major technological change?
On July 15th, Tuesday, BitcoinTV English channel, Where is the Coin Chain? I am Michael, and I will start with the 24-hour data headlines of the Coin Circle. The data on the chain shows that the whale holds more than 80,000 bitcoins and recently quietly transferred 18,343 BTC to Galaxy Digital's address, with a market value of nearly $2 billion, accounting for about 21% of his holdings. And the latest transaction was today, with another 1,500 bitcoins transferred. Look on-chain. The data also revealed that Galaxy Digital has already dumped 2,000 bitcoins into Binance and Bybit in batches. The technical side also responded immediately. Bitcoin it has fallen below the $120,000 mark. In the short term, $120,000 has become a new pressure point, and the support below is around $110,000. Of course, whale transfers do not necessarily mean a market crash, but as long as the currency is transferred to the exchange, everyone will inevitably start to worry about whether to cash out. Galaxy Digital deposited Bitcoin into the exchange, which immediately led to short-term risk aversion in the market, and the market was under pressure. Overall, the medium-term trend is not bad, but those who want to chase highs in the short term should be careful of being harvested. Next, it depends on whether this whale will continue to cause trouble. According to the latest data from CryptoQuant, the net inflow of Bitcoin exchanges on July 14th reached 1,823 Bitcoins, setting a record for a single-day inflow. Simply put, some people moved their coins back to the exchanges to see if they could secure their money first. After all, Bitcoin surged to 12.3. After the US dollar rose to 100,000 US dollars, it took a sharp turn downward. The market obviously began to have a bit of selling pressure. According to historical experience, once a large amount of funds flow back to the exchange, it is usually the rhythm of short-term cashing out. This time, short-term players and some whales took the lead in the operation. In the short term, this wave of decline is a healthy adjustment which helps cool down the market and lays the foundation for subsequent increases. As for the medium and long term, ETFs are still continuing to flow in, long-term holders have not moved, and institutional funds have not withdrawn in large numbers, so the overall bullish pattern is still stable. However, friends who want to rush into the market in the short term should still be careful. If the net inflow of the exchange continues to increase in the future, we must be wary of whether it will evolve into a real top. Otherwise, it is more like the rhythm of short-term cashing out plus mid-term repair. It is not too late to wait for the market to stabilize and then slowly lay out. When Bitcoin rushed to 120,000, miners had an idea. According to the data, as of today, the total reserves of miners have risen to 1,809,000 bitcoins, a record high in nearly 2 months. In short, miners are not in a hurry to sell their coins now, and they are optimistic about the future market and want to wait for higher prices. Moreover, the number of bitcoins transferred by miners to exchanges has decreased significantly recently, and even turned into a net outflow in mid-July. In other words, with fewer people wanting to sell, the selling pressure in the market has also been reduced, and the price is naturally more stable. If this trend continues, coupled with the continuous flow of money from ETFs, there may be something to watch in the future. However, we cannot take it lightly. If miners suddenly transfer coins to exchanges on a large scale one day, it may be a signal of a short-term correction. Fortunately, the current price of Bitcoin is still above the average mining cost of most miners, so they have no pressure to ship at a low price for the time being. Many institutions regard the movements of miners as a market indicator. If miners do not sell, the market usually will not panic, which also helps to form a wave of positive feedback. Please like and follow us to sort out the latest developments in the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and mining circles within 24 hours. Click the small bell to join the channel and become a member. You can receive the member wealth password from Monday to Friday. These stablecoins pegged to the US dollar are like underground superstars, transferring tens of billions of dollars in the crypto circle every day, but they have never obtained the legal household registration book. Now, this situation may change. From July 16th to 18th, the US Congress will vote to bring the topic of crypto into the conference hall. The House Rules Committee has put 3 major bills on the agenda. Genius, to manage stablecoin reserves, Clarity, to clarify regulatory responsibilities, and Anti-CBDC, to simply ban central bank digital currencies. In the Senate, Tim Scott, chairman of the Banking Committee, also said that the Senate version will be completed by the end of September, leaving little time for the 2 houses to seesaw.
Get ahead of the United States in terms of establishing a clear regulatory framework for digital assets. We have allowed regulatory agencies that are unfriendly toward this asset to use regulatory functions such as enforcement actions to bring about a regulatory morass for these industries when they've been unable to find out what regulatory framework they're supposed to follow, not having received clear guidance from the regulatory agencies to which they're subject and hope to comply. So we finally have an industry coming and requesting regulation.
The U.S. Senate passed the Genius Act by a vote of 68 to 30, establishing a 3-certificate system for bank subsidiaries, OCC federal licensed institutions, and compliant state licensed entities, and requiring 1:1 high liquidity reserves in quarterly audits. The Clarity Act redefines investment contracts in digital commodities and hands over spot supervision to the CFTC. The act allows exchanges to register quickly within 180 days, and issuers can raise up to $75 million within a year, provided that the source code and risks are disclosed. Blockchain Association Jessica Martinez, Director of Government Affairs, said this is substantive legislation on digital assets by the U.S. Congress, which will help maintain global innovation leadership.
Circle for Tether, adhering to compliance all the way, is likely to become its biggest moat in the future. For such stablecoin issuers, whether to accept federal supervision has become the most thorny issue at the moment. During this period, Bitcoin has repeatedly hit record highs, and many people in the market are wondering whether funds have already been pre-positioned for the new regulations. This bill seems to be just a matter of the currency circle, but in fact it is enough to overturn the global financial table. It is the first time that stablecoins have an official status in federal law, stipulating that each US dollar stablecoin must be backed by real money. At the same time, it also gives the green light to giants like JP Morgan Chase to issue on-chain dollars. Now, cross-border payments, US dollar settlements, and even the entire old rules of financial compliance will be completely reshuffled. Kazakhstan has recently been making a fuss in the crypto circle. According to local media reports, the governor of the Central Bank of Kazakhstan said that they wanted to move some money from gold foreign exchange reserves and national funds to invest in digital assets. Some people may be curious, how rich is Kazakhstan? Don't look at their low profile. Foreign exchange reserves are not just the central bank's part. There is also a huge national fund. This fund was copied from the Norwegian oil fund in 2000 and is used to balance the budget, repay foreign debts, invest, and stabilize the economy. At the end of the same year, the fund size had reached 27.8 trillion tenge, about $66.2 billion, an annual increase of 3.6%, which is definitely a rich level reserve.
Recently, Timur Suleimanov, the governor of the Central Bank of Kazakhstan, said that Kazakhstan is actively developing digital assets, drawing on the experience of the Norwegian Sovereign Fund, the U.S. government, and Middle Eastern countries. Although these institutions have been involved in crypto assets and related ETFs and stocks, the overall scale is still limited. The Central Bank of Kazakhstan also plans to allocate part of the funds from alternative investment portfolios to invest in digital assets. According to the Chainalysis 2024 Global Crypto Adoption Index, Kazakhstan ranks 57th out of 151 countries, which is only at a medium level overall.
As early as 2023, Kazakhstan launched their central bank digital currency, Digital Tenge. Their Minister of Digital Development was quite direct and said that all this was to make Kazakhstan the leader in the Central Asian crypto circle. It seems that Kazakhstan has long been prepared to establish a national crypto reserve. It can be used to store those confiscated digital assets. In the future, if companies help the country to mine, the coins earned may also be taxed and brought into the national treasury openly. Some people say that if Kazakhstan really does this, it may not only rewrite its own asset layout, but may also add fuel to the global crypto market. However, from Chainalysis judging from the data, to put it bluntly, Kazakhstan's enthusiasm for cryptocurrency is still a little bit off, and the overall performance is just average. Next, it depends on whether Kazakhstan can really implement these big moves.
With 1.096 million bitcoins in his wallet, can Satoshi Nakamoto rewrite the Forbes rich list? Bitcoin falls back to 11 PEPE. Is memecoin an opportunity or a trap? Say, look at me.
During the 2008 financial crisis, banks collapsed and trust collapsed. The founder of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, wrote the article Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, which talked about decentralization and the fact that no one could change the ledger. As a result, over the past decade, Bitcoin has gone from a geek toy to digital gold, recognized by Wall Street, and many institutions use it to fight inflation. Yesterday, Bitcoin soared to $122,000, a single-day increase of nearly 7%, and its market value broke through $2.4 trillion, which also brought Satoshi Nakamoto's net worth up.
According to Arkham, a blockchain analysis company, Satoshi Nakamoto holds about 1.096 million bitcoins in thousands of wallets, which is valued at over $134 billion at $122,000. This theoretically puts him at number 11 on the Forbes list of the world's richest people, surpassing Dell Technologies CEO Michael Dell and Walmart heir Rob Walton. However, Forbes currently does not include crypto wallet assets in its rich list, only publicly verifiable stocks and other assets. If crypto assets are included in the statistics in the future, the ranking of the world's richest people may be reshuffled.
The elusive creator of Bitcoin is not just famous for building the world's most rebellious currency, but is also sitting on one of the biggest fortunes in history. How big exactly? Over 1 million Bitcoins big. That's over $120 billion as Bitcoin hit a new high recently. And here's the kicker. Those coins have not moved, not once.
Although Bitcoin has risen rapidly, it still has a long way to go to reach the top of the Forbes rich list. The current world's richest man is Elon Musk, with a net worth of over $404 billion. The second is Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, with $274.9 billion. The third is Meta Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of the Bitcoin exchange, holds $247.6 billion. Someone has calculated that if the wealth of other wealthy people remains unchanged, Bitcoin will have to rise by another 208%, soaring to $370,000 per coin before Satoshi Nakamoto can sit on the throne of the world's richest man. At present, all companies and custodians hold only about 847,000 Bitcoins, far less than Satoshi Nakamoto's holdings. It is particularly worth mentioning that he has so many Bitcoins, but he has never cashed out a penny. He is simply a fighter among the clear stream. It has to be said that the presence of cryptocurrency in the global financial circle is really growing.
The recent strength of PEPE is inseparable from the layout of whale funds. Data shows that in just one day, the top 100 PEPE holding addresses increased their holdings by more than 1%, with a total holding of 304.1 trillion coins. At the same time, the exchange reserves declined, indicating that the giant whales transferred the tokens out of the trading platform and preferred to hold them for a long time. In the past month, the top 100 addresses have accumulated an increase of 2.3%, while the exchange reserves have decreased by 2.17%, confirming the market's optimistic sentiment towards PEPE. Another focus is the pre-sale project Bitcoin Hyper. Official data shows that the pre-sale funds have exceeded $2.6 million. The token price is $0.01225, and the price will be raised within 36 hours.
Solana is also active. Pump.fun, the largest meme coin issuing platform in the ecosystem, launched the Pump platform coin, which caused heated discussions in the market during the pre-sale in July. Data shows that a total of 23,959 wallets that completed KYC participated, and 10,145 addresses successfully purchased, with an average subscription amount of $44,209. From PEPE's whale strategy to Pump.fun. From the meme coin innovation of Bitcoin Hyper, to the Layer 2 layout of Bitcoin Hyper. The meme coin market has evolved from a simple topic to an innovation testing ground in 2025. The market of Bitcoin has also promoted the emergence of new tokens that combine meme narratives and technical logic.
There are rumors that Coinbase is manipulating Bloomberg and other media to release negative news in an attempt to suppress Binance. Binance founder Zhao Changping has responded on X, accusing the report of being false, and this exchange palace fight is intensifying. Although Elon Musk has not posted anything recently, the Dogecoin community is still active, looking forward to the next wave of the Musk effect. Since the beginning of July, Doge has rebounded by about 24%. Trump threatens to impose 100% secondary tariffs on Russia. If no agreement is reached within 50 days, severe tariffs will be imposed on Russia. According to Market News, NVIDIA said it will resume sales of H20 chips in China and announced the launch of a new fully compliant GPU for China. The US government has assured NVIDIA of a license, and NVIDIA hopes to start deliveries soon. According to Matthew Siegel, Director of Digital Asset Research at VanEck, Bank of America has launched a new weekly magazine on-chain to explore in depth various aspects of the rapidly growing digital asset ecosystem.
Okay, the above is the main content of today's program. Our channel focuses on valuable news in the currency circle, chain circle, and mining circle. There are news information and in-depth special reports. If you think our channel is valuable, you are welcome to forward and follow it. You can also become our member and receive the member wealth code from Monday to Friday. Let us become rich together and add a zero to our assets in the bull market. See you tomorrow.